Pokemon Go Fest 2025 is coming up extremely soon in Pokemon Go. So in this video, we're gonna start getting you guys prepped and ready to go for the tips and strategies to make sure that you're all prepared for Go Fest 2025, because you guys just remember, this event is fantastic, it's amazing. I hope I get to see you guys at all the events. I'm gonna be in Osaka, I am going to be in New Jersey, and then I'm gonna be in Paris. So you know what time it is, welcome to the Trader Club, here we go. Go Fest is not going to fall short, and I can't wait to announce very soon what we're going to be doing for Go Fest 2025. I will have that information very soon for you guys. Unfortunately, I cannot release it as of right now, but it's going to be a fun time, especially in New Jersey. I hope to see you guys there. Number one. Number two, we are going to be in Osaka next week. Right now we're in Tokyo, as you guys can see. Not so much America looking right now, but it's gonna be fun. So in this video, we're gonna go over everything you need to know. We wanna make sure that you guys have your bag prepped. We wanna make sure you have all the information and all of my previous experiences combined so you guys can maximize it on this event. All right, so I will have an Osaka prep video, guys, next week, but this video is gonna be about overall preparing for Go Fest. Regardless of which one you're going to, this is gonna be it. So generally speaking, let's go over the Go Fest details so you guys do know. If you guys don't want to see this Go Fest details, just check the timestamps and jump over this information. So let's look at New Jersey, because most of the people watching this are going to be going to New Jersey. I'll have each video prepped for every single Go Fest that is going on, regardless of who is going and whatnot. So this one is going for June 6th through 8th, which is going to be in New Jersey. So basically it's New York, it's Liberty Park, it's right across the river from New York. And the entire event for the city play will be going on in New York as well. There's going to be exclusive bonuses for ticket holders. So event-themed Pokemon will appear in the park venue habitats throughout Jersey City and New York City's 5 boroughs. There's going to be increased chance of getting shiny Pokemon, half hatch distance for eggs when placed in the incubators, special research leading to an encounter with Volcanion. This is going to be a water and a fire type Pokemon. It's going to be the Steam Mythical that's finally coming into the game. This Pokemon is going to max out at 4,102. The attack value is going to be 252, the defense is going to be 216, and the stamina is going to be 190. This Pokemon is going to be weak to electric, ground, and rock, with resistances to bug and fairy, and double resistance to fire, ice, and steel. The fastest attacks for this Pokemon is going to be Water Gun, Takedown, and Incinerate, and the charge moves will be Sludge Bomb, Hydro Pump, Overheat, and Earth Power. So it actually looks like this Pokemon is going to be getting some pretty decent moves on this. I'm pretty excited to see what this Pokemon does do. Obviously, this is the first time it's going to be released into Pokemon Go, but just for a foreshadow, guys, the shiny of this Pokemon is insane. Look at this. And everybody wants to know the 100% IV coming out of field research will be 1,555. Pretty easy number to remember. It's just 1 with 3 5s after it. And while I may recommend a lot of things like Mega Pokemon to be able to put on, unfortunately for this one, you're only going to be catching one of them. So to put on a Mega Pokemon just to catch one, you could switch your Mega to be able to get more, but realistically, guys, having this Pokemon and switching a Mega, what are you going to get? 1 or 2 extra XL candies for that Pokemon? Do I think it's going to be worth it? Probably not, but if you have a plethora of different megas, you might be able to do so. There's also going to be event-themed stickers available from Pokestops and gifts, 2-hour lore module durations, habitat-themed collection challenges, 3 surprise encounters in Go Snapshot per day, and 2 times catch candy. And that's not it, guys. Once you have the event finish wherever your park day is, you can go into the city and play as well. In the city, you will receive up to 9 additional free raid passes, up to 6 special trades per day, decreased Stardust cost for special trades, open up to 40 gifts per day, and feature attacks available as well. So it does seem like during this event there are going to have some featured attacks that you will be able to use, and then you can always evolve your gameplay. So there's going to be the Egg-thusiast as well as the Raid Lovers. I love these bonuses because it really helps out. If you are planning to do the Egg-thusiast, the number one thing you have to do is make sure on the day before your event starts or your day starts, or if you do the city add-on, whatever that is, you need to have 12 kilometer eggs ready to go, because as soon as this happens, you're going to put those on. It's going to be 1/4 egg hatch distance, and then you're going to 3 times the Stardust. So you're looking at around 250,000 Stardust for hatching those 12 kilometer eggs. And so the overall bonus is 1/4 egg hatch distance, 3 times hatch XP, Stardust, and candy, which is actually pretty good. And the Raid Lover as well, which I love the Raid Lover. I think it's a fantastic one, especially because most of us are going to be doing a lot of the raids with the Zacian and Zamazenta going into their Crown Sword forms. Here you're going to get up to 18 daily raid passes by spinning the discs after completion, an additional 5,000 XP from raids, 6 additional candy, and 3 additional XL candy awarded from catching Pokemon in 5-star raids for trainers level 31 and up. So this is the biggest thing, guys. Remember, if you do a remote raid, you get 3 XL candies from catching that Pokemon on average. Maybe you'll get 4 on average, but not too much more after that. In-person raids, you obviously get more, but if you're doing an in-person raids with the additional 3 XL candies, that's a guaranteed 6 XL candies, even if you don't catch the Pokemon. So for raiding and everything like that, this makes it so much more lucrative because you are going to be able to raid, get more XL candy, and then you don't have to do as many raids, which means you're saving yourself a ton of money in the long run. And then let's not forget about the $20 Citywide gameplay experience add-on. I love playing in the city. It's one of my favorite experiences. We have a cool experience coming out to you guys this year as well. We did have a cool one last year, cool one this year as well. So here, you're gonna get event-themed Pokemon appearing in the wild, increased chance of encountering shiny Pokemon, up to 6 special trades per day, half Stardust cost for all trades, half incubator distance, 9 daily raid passes by spinning photo stops in gyms, and event-themed field research tasks. So this is going to be one that if you just want to play the day for the event and then you go after the city and you don't want to play anymore, totally cool, you can stop there. But if you want to keep playing, this is how you add on, obviously. And if you have the Egg-thusiast as well as the Raid Lover added into that, guys, you're doing incredible because you're going to be getting 18 and then quarter egg hatch distance throughout the entire Citywide gameplay experience. So it is quite a robust one. A lot of people I've seen about talking about maybe the shiny rates weren't crazy high or whatever it is like that. To me personally, like, that's just not the main thing that I'm going after. That can be the main thing that some of you guys go after, but for me personally, I've noticed that if I really put my energy into shiny Pokemon and what that experience is going to be, what I receive from that, I don't really feel like I get too fulfilled, and I always kind of feel like some days I have great shiny luck and the other days not so much. So I don't want to put too much of my emotional attachment into those shiny Pokemon. I want to do the things that I know I can get. The Stardust coming from those eggs. We were talking about the trades. We were talking about the raid passes. We were talking about the quarter egg hatch distance. Those things are what's worth the most to me because those are guaranteed every single time. And not only that, guys, we're going to be getting Hawlucha appearing at GoFest. It is not going to have the shiny form. We're going to be getting obviously the Crown Sword Zacian and Zamazenta, which is extremely exciting. And then we are going to be getting the shiny releases of Carbink as well as Frigibax. Frigibax, maybe not the most contrasted shiny, but still really cool. And then the Carbink is, I think, a really cool shiny. I'm super excited for that. And then don't forget to take your snapshots during these events because you can get the fan Rotom. So for me personally, Rotoms are cool. Do I really see them as the coolest Pokemon in the game? I don't, but they are rare and they only have come out really a couple times. And while there is going to be differentiation in spawns, most of the spawns throughout all of the events, France, New York, as well as Osaka, are going to be relatively similar. So here is going to be what we're looking at in New York. During the habitat, which is going to be mechanical marvels, you can find Meowth, Hoppip, Chimecho. Right off the bat, Meowth and Chimecho are going to be Stardust boosted. So if you are trying to farm some Stardust, this is going to be a great habitat for you. Not only that, we're going to be getting Beldum. So right here, I'm going to stop and talk about what Mega I recommend for this Pokemon game because I want you guys, if you don't have Mega level 3s of these Pokemon, you need to start working on them because it helps you get even more candy when catching these Pokemon. That main Pokemon is going to be Rayquaza for me because Rayquaza can handle multiple things, but the one thing I'm also going to talk about is 2 other Pokemon. The one other Pokemon is going to be Altaria. There's a lot of dragons spawning during this event. Altaria will cover Dragon, it will cover Fairy, and Fairy is going to cover Zacian. So if you do want the XL candy for that, that would be well worth it as well. And then finally, we have the Zamazenta. Zamazenta is going to be a fighting type Pokemon. And for the fighting type, we can combine that with Steel. If we want with the Lucario, we can combine it with Bug for the Heracross. We can also combine it with Normal for the Lopunny. Or finally, we can combine it with Psychic, which is going to be for the Gallade as well as the Medicham. And one last is going to be Blaziken with Fighting and Fire. So whichever one of those lines up the most for you. If you're going for the Zamazenta XL candy, obviously I'm going to recommend the Psychic type combination. Reason being for Psychic type combination because you can get Beldum and a couple other Pokemon. But for me, Rayquaza is going to be overall one of the better options. One that I'm probably going to be using is going to be Altaria because I'm a little bit more favoring of the Zacian for one. For number 2, I really like these dragon Pokemon. So that one offers a legendary as well as all the spawns. And while I could go after the Zamazenta, there's not really anything that helps out with all the spawns from that standpoint that I really like because there's no dragon and fighting combination, unfortunately. Then there's going to be Ferroseed, Clink, Galarian Stunfisk, Golett, Heatmore, Durant, Jangamo-O, Fallinx, Tadbulb, and some trainers can Counter Bombardier. And also I'm going to start talking here about what the costume Pokemon are going to be. We're going to be getting Pikachu Conductors, and their hats are going to be having all the team colors. And not only that, it also looks like we're going to be getting Phalanx in a train costume. So we're going to have the train Phalanx combined with Pikachu in the train Conductors. I think it's a cool combination. Then obviously the shinies for all of those will be out. And so for the Bombardier, that is a Pokemon that has not been featured in the wild that I know of yet, but the shiny is going to be out there. So I'm really excited to get that shiny because I unfortunately did not get that one through raids. And in the next habitat, we're getting Carnival grounds. Here you're going to feature Pokemon like Heracross, Teddiursa, Slugma, Scraggy, Solosis, Vanillite, Frillish, both male and female, Elgium, Dewpider, Togedemaru, Citadel, Frigibax, and Turtonator. So like I did talk about with those dragon type Pokemon, with the Frigibax as well as the Turtonator, it's super cool to see those Pokemon spawning out there. So you might as well capitalize on that XL candy. Citadel is one of those Pokemon that I'm really looking forward to getting that shiny. I do not have it yet, but Titan is a fantastic shiny addition to your Pokedex. And then Turtonator, can you really go wrong with getting Turtonator and Turtonator XL candy? I don't think so. The next one is going to be Noble Fields, which is going to feature Galarian Farfetch'd, which is a cool one at that. Then we have Dunsparce, Timber, Carablast, Shelmet, Poniard, White Flower Flabébé, Skiddo, and I am going to talk about Skiddo here real quick as well, because Skiddo is one of those Pokemon that was only featured in the city safaris, similar to as the Mudbray has been, and the next year is going to be released. I think it was probably a little bit more than a release from over a year, but this one is going to be a Pokemon that a lot of people are after. So please make sure to hunt those Skiddos as well. And I do anticipate that Mudbray will probably be replacing the Skiddo in next year's Go Fest. We have the Fomantis, Skwovet, Wooloo, Phalanx, and Smoliv, as well as the rare encounter with the Druddigon guys. And here is going to be where you do get the Phalanx in the train costume. I do believe it's probably going to be a rotating spawn, but at the same time, if you want more of them, this would be it. And then we do have the Druddigon, we have the Frigibax, we have Jangamo-O, and then we also have the Turtonator. So there are 4 pretty decent dragon Pokemon that could yield some XL candy, and 2 of them, Turtonator and Druddigon, are much rarer Pokemon from the XL candy standpoint because you don't really find those Pokemon in the wild too often. And then finally, we have the Sunken Treasure habitat. Here we're going to find Totodile, Corphish, Finneon, Blue and Red Stripe Basculin, Inkay, Binacle, Skrelp, Clauncher, Carbink, Wimpod, Sandygast, Wiglet, and then if you're lucky, you're going to be able to get the Rockruff, which is really exciting. Can't go wrong with too many Rockruff shinies, especially with the Dusk form of that specific Pokemon. And this is going to be where the habitat for that shiny Carbink is going to be. I would anticipate that with Incense, you're going to be getting the Pikachus, you're going to be getting the Phalanx appearing more often on there, obviously the unknowns, and maybe things like Carbink, as well as a couple other Pokemon, which leads us into the unknown spawns. We're going to be getting Sword and Shield spelled out for all the letters, and additionally, we're going to be getting the exclamation point as well as the question mark. Man, that is big. So the letters are going to be S, W, O, R, D, H, I, E, L, question mark, and exclamation points. And we're not going to stop there because we have Spindas as well. I anticipate the Spindas will probably be in either field research or maybe a different way to encounter them, like research regular. So these patterns will be 5, 2, 4, and 7. And then obviously in the 5-star raids, we're going to be getting Zacian and Zamazenta as their ability to be able to get you the energy to take them into the change of the Crown Sword, which is very awesome, and as not been confirmed, but what I have seen from some of the leaks is that it will have to Elite TM Iron Head onto that Pokemon if you do have that Pokemon already that you want to fuse, and then by having that, you will be able to get one of these Pokemon. Oh man, I can't wait for these Pokemon. I will be making a video specifically about them. And obviously, like we talked about, the shiny Carbink as well as the shiny Frigibax family will be released into the game. Frigibax will be able to be obtained there. So Frigibax, I do anticipate it to be much rarer as Jangamo-O, as all of those other dragon pseudo-legendaries have been in the past, but that is going to be it. So let's talk about this event specifically. What do we need to do to prep for this event? Well, number one, if you guys are not going to be spending money, which if you're not spending money, you're probably not going to Go Fest, to be honest. But I would say right off the rip, you got to spend $100. Just put it right into your account and don't hold yourself back from this experience. I don't think it's wise enough to go into these events, especially if you have to travel for these events and not get the full-blown experience, which means you want to raid, you want to hatch eggs, you want to catch, you want to put on star pieces, you want to put on lucky eggs, you want to do everything in your power to capitalize on what's in front of you there. And so if you don't go in there and maybe you don't have this or that, I don't think it's super smart, but you guys can do as you may. I've just been to a lot of these and I know what gives you the most robust experience. So number one, $100 into the game, use it as you may throughout the weekend. Have those event bonuses on, because if you have the event bonuses and then you're using star pieces and you're using lucky eggs, fantastic. I would say to at least gather a couple people, even if you have to find them during the event, to get into a party of 4 with. By going in with a party of 4 guys, that allows you to each share 4 premium items, and sharing those 4 premium items is going to allow you to use 2 for the price of 1. You can only share 4 items per person per day, but you might as well take advantage and give yourself a discount on premium items. And then we need to talk about bag space, guys. Going into this event, my goal, because I'm going to Osaka, I'm going to New Jersey, and I'm going to Paris, was to have around 5,000 Ultra Balls going into this event, because I feel like if I had 5,000 Ultra Balls throughout all of the play, I would be able to get a lot of those balls, and I would be able to use my auto catcher to throw the Ultra Balls. That is one of the biggest things in the game. So as of right now, I'm at about 3,200, just over for the Ultra Balls. I have another week before Osaka, so maybe I'll get myself to 35 to 4,000. So I'm not quite gonna hit that 5,000 mark, but it is going to be worth it, because going into this event with those Ultra Balls, I plan to throw all of those Ultra Balls and come out with none on the other side. So I'm excited to have none of those, because that means that I had a successful event. And then if I need to auto catch in the background, my chances of catching those Pokemon go up dramatically. That's why Ultra Balls are so imperative. I would say, yes, you probably want to come in with some golden raspberries, but you're going to be raiding and catching these Pokemon. So I do anticipate that raiding and catching with these Pokemon is going to allow you to get a ton of golden raspberries, and you might even need to delete those golden raspberries at the same time. So do anticipate that that one is already covered. Then we need to talk about bag space in specific. Guys, I need you to go through your bag and ask yourself the tough questions of, do I need this Pokemon? Will I power this Pokemon up ever? Am I going to trade this Pokemon? Will it ever be desirable? Is it a PvP relevant Pokemon? Will it be a future PvP relevant Pokemon? Or will it become extinct at some point, like a costume or armored Mewtwo, and it will be very valuable in the future? The other thing I'm gonna put in there that I don't talk about too often is the guaranteed lucky trades for older Pokemon. As of right now, it goes all the way back until 2019. So 16, 17, 18, 19, anything 2019 and earlier is going to be a guaranteed lucky trade if you haven't done 35 of those specific. It's not 35 of getting a lucky Pokemon, if that makes sense. So if you just do a random trade of a 2015 and 2050 Pokemon, it goes lucky, that does not count. What only counts is if you use an old Pokemon and send it toward a trade, and that will make it go guaranteed lucky. And lucky trades don't count towards that counter as well. The way that you'd be able to know is if you send an old one and it doesn't go lucky, that would tell you that you already are past your limit. And so then what I'm gonna tell you guys is that next year, 2020 will be released, and there was a lot more shinies in 2020. So when going back through your bag and you're looking at your shinies, I would suggest if you have, let's say you had 5 Entei, 2 are from 2020 and 3 of them are from 2025, delete the newer ones, because the newer ones will not have that same effect. And you wanna hold those older Pokemon, because even if you don't have those guaranteed lucky and you use them all, what does happen is those have higher chances of going lucky in trades. So you can, especially in like GoFest, when it seems like the lucky trade rates are a little bit higher, you pull one of those old Pokemon and you put it in. That will help those things go potentially lucky if you just need to do a random special trade just to complete your trades, which I always suggest doing. Okay, so those are covered. Then we're gonna talk about what do we do during this event. Well, number one, I'm gonna suggest water bottles, or more importantly, what I did last year and I forgot it, so I'm gonna have to buy it, is going to be a Camelback. The Camelback helped out tremendously. It was a light backpack that has a water bladder in it. I'm gonna put the water in it. I'm gonna put minerals in there. I will drop them in the comments below if you guys do wanna check out all the things that I use. Those minerals are gonna help tremendously, because when you sweat, you're expelling salt, sodium, a bunch of minerals coming through that sweat. So in order to hydrate yourself, you can't just drink water, because you're not putting the minerals back in, because most of our water sources don't have minerals these days. So what you're gonna have to do is put those minerals into your water, so that when you do drink that, it's going to come back into your body. And think about this, when you're drinking non-mineralated water, you are actually dehydrating yourself more, because your body, while water is important, what your body is really after is minerals to replenish all of your electrolytes in your body to help your body run healthy. So that is gonna be it. Number 2, you need some type of shoes. New shoes, if you're gonna plan on getting some new shoes, I highly suggest that you guys buy those at least a week beforehand and start breaking them in. One of my favorite shoes that I've been wearing lately is gonna be these Ultras. I'll show you guys these right now. They are a 0-drop shoe. That means that the heel is not spiked up, which is better for our bodies. Not only that, it is a wide toe box shoe. Wide toe boxes do not push your toes inwards. like Nike shoes. I've been a skateboarder for the longest time, so I cannot even wear Nikes. They kill my feet. But these ones are fantastic. They help out tremendously. I've obviously been wearing them a lot. Zero drop from the heel here, so you're not gonna be excessively heel striking as well. And think about your knees. When you're heel striking, you're putting a lot of pressure on your knee joint. We're not meant to heel strike as our first contact point. Our first contact point is supposed to be through the big part of our foot. Just watch babies walk and you'll know, if they haven't ever worn shoes before, you'll see what a proper walk looks like. And then a proper squat. What do you do when you bend down? Babies squat down. What should we do to pick stuff up? Squat down. Look at the fundamentals of something that hasn't been influenced by modern technology, and look at that. And this is a great one to be able to go after. I love these Ultra shoes. They are super effective in helping out, especially when you're walking for far distance. But if you've never worn a shoe like this, you definitely need to get it at least a week beforehand and wear them extensively to get your feet ready for it, because it's gonna be different and it can create soreness, and you don't wanna go into an extensive walking event with soreness. That's covered. Not only that, guys, I always suggest you guys wear long sleeves. Why do you wanna wear long sleeves? It's really challenging to get yourself burnt, okay? Not only that, almost all of the sunscreens, unless you go for natural ones, are going to have chemicals in them. Do you want to be sweating and absorbing chemicals into your skin? I do not recommend that. Not only that, from a health perspective, it's not good for you. So wear long sleeves, get yourself covered. With that long sleeve, you're gonna probably have to be prepared for that if you've never done it before in a really hot condition. So once again, when you get those new shoes, you put your long sleeves on, that's great. You wanna wear a hat, or you can wear a safari hat that's gonna cover your neck. And if you don't do that, what you're gonna have to do is, like you guys see me do in all the videos, is I drape a towel or a shirt or anything around my neck so I'm not getting absolutely toasted burnt. That's the only way, in my opinion, that you can be outside in an extremely long event and be ready for that. The other thing I would suggest is that you guys get some type of poncho. I have this little ball that has a poncho in case it rains too much so you can stay protected. You can carry a little umbrella with you guys. There's always a chance, especially in New York during GoFest, that there's gonna have some rain. It's a very humid environment, and rain does happen in those humid environments, and it's extremely hot. Okay, so now we got all those things covered. What is next? Battery packs. Battery packs are extremely efficient for when you play this game. And if you're not gonna be doing the camelback backpack, I suggest that you guys go for a fanny pack. That is my number 2 for some storage. I love fanny packs. They're gonna be able to keep your battery packs. You need some cables. And honestly, I really like having a USB-C cable. If you have an older iPhone, you need a Lightning, because that can help you charge any USB device that you might have, like the Pokemon Go Plus. You can charge that with that cable. So that makes it extremely good. And then you're gonna wanna have some type of food with you throughout the day. The Go Macro bars are the things that I typically recommend because they are easy to keep with you. They have some sugar to replenish some things. They have great quality ingredients. They're going to be organic, and I will put those in the link to the video as well, so you guys can go out there and you can see everything that you have from that perspective. And then let's talk about the warm weather. Okay, so the warm weather does cause phones to overheat. So one of those things you might consider doing is having a fan cooler. Fan coolers are fantastic for allowing you to play this game and keep your phone cool, because when it's hot outside, honestly, even in certain conditions, I might have to take my phone out of the case just so that the phone doesn't start overheating. I do that quite often in New York for GoFest. So wherever you're at, you might need to consider doing that and putting it into a fan cooler as well, especially for the Androids. The Androids get extremely hot during these events. And finally, let's talk about how much you're gonna be walking. I would hate for you guys to show up to this event and not be prepared for that. So what I suggest you guys start doing right now is start walking quite extensively for every single day, even if it's just for half an hour. Go out there and play Pokemon pretty hard for half an hour, walk a little bit faster, get yourself into some good condition to be able to go. And you might additionally consider, if you have a backpack, you have the Camelback or whatever that is, bringing an additional shirt or something like that, just in case you sweat through one of those, you want to change those out. Guys, it is important to just be as prepared as possible. If there's anything that I feel like I missed and I might need to cover and put into this video, I will put it in the pinned comments and I will have it for future GoFest video, but I think that pretty much covers everything that I do. And if you guys are like, well, why do you do all these things? Well, number one, I want to make sure that we're all protected. Number two, I want you guys to have the least amount of chemical interference as possible, because our bodies are set up to be great at doing viruses, bacteria, and things like that. What we're not great at is detoxifying chemicals. Chemicals are a newer thing to our bodies, so the less we can have, the better. And the less chemicals we have, the higher vibration we're gonna be, and the easier we're gonna have time at recovering. And then if we're looking at those fundamental things like the shoes and things like that, that helps us set our body up for success, because the better way we can walk, we can talk, we can be in the right headspace, the more energy we're gonna have to expel throughout the events. You guys see me walking around a ton during those events, and this is how I develop the stamina, and this is how I feel like I don't get tired very often from that perspective. Yeah, I get tired, but do I need to like stop playing? More than likely, no, because I am stretching properly, I am getting myself ready, and when I say stretch, I don't mean like this passive stretching, I mean active stretching. What is active stretching? That's like moving my arm in the way that I would stretch. If we're talking about from a leg perspective, if I'm looking at stretching and using trying to activate my glutes as well as my quads, I'm gonna swing my leg like this, because then I'm actively getting myself ready for those events. That's one leg movement. Second leg movement is going to be abduction, adduction, so we can go with our legs like this. And the third movement that our hips can do is going to be rotation. So I'm gonna go rotate here, and I'm gonna go rotate here. And so when we're looking at a stretching perspective to get us ready, we wanna do active stretching, which is not really called stretching. I call it active engagement. We're actively engaging our body and our muscles for the things that we're gonna be doing throughout the day. When we do passive stretching, we hold ourselves. We're not really ever doing this type of movement, so why would we prep ourselves for that? Passive stretching is great for post-events, pre-events, active engagement. So that's gonna be everything for GoFest. I'm excited for these events. I can't wait to do some of these videos. It's gonna be a really fun time. Can't wait to drop all the information. I love you guys and I appreciate you guys, and I just wanna make sure you guys are set up for success. Like I feel like I've already suffered through all of these things. Don't suffer through it as well. Just take my advice, make your event great, and enjoy yourself by catching shiny Pokemon, hopefully getting great hundos, and I can't wait to hear about everybody's experiences. So thank you for being here as always, to all of my likers, commenters, subscribers, Patreon members. Everybody takes your support, subscription, and participation, doing them. I'm gonna see you guys out on the next video. Peace. I want to take this time to thank everybody who supports me in every facet. It means the world to me, and an extra special thank you to all my Patreons. I greatly appreciate the extra support to continue to allow me to pursue Pokemon Go full time, allowing me to create my daily video uploads in the most timely fashion for everyone's benefit. Plus, I get the amazing experience of sharing my creative processes behind the scenes and raiding all around the globe with select upper tiers. Thank you everybody for being a part of the Trainer Club. You all mean the absolute world to me, and I will see you guys out on the next video.